Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Here we go. All right. And I hope that you can take something from this information that I'm about to give to you, because it is really important for attendance and children to come to school as often as possible. So let's go ahead and get started. So thank you for coming. Today, we are just going to explore the different options on how to help your student improve their attendance in the school. Throughout this presentation, there will be a lot of helpful tips and material that you can utilize. Also help you understand the School District of Philadelphia attendance policy and procedures. It's just us three on here. These are usually the norms I go through. So, you know, I want you to participate, be here, listen to all voices, stay open-minded, ask questions when you're in doubt. You know, these are just some norms that I usually go through when I have a huge crowd. This icebreaker was just, you know, for in-person, but since we're virtual, we're going to skip the icebreaker if you don't mind. Do you mind, Ms. Roche? Okay, do you mind? All right. All right, so for students' attendance, it's even more important. Experts agree that students can learn if they are in class, if they can't learn if they're not in class. Being out of school even one day, kids, and I've seen this personally, they don't learn math, their reading falls off. They hear what the teacher wants for the big project in social study. Like missing one day of school is like missing the bottom rung of a ladder without the step. It's hard to get to the top, basically. So it's important for children to come every day. All right, check the policies, learn the rules. Be sure you know our school policies and attendance. Check the student handbooks because it has a lot of information for parents, which I advise all the time to go on a website and just check these policies, because then you will be more aware of what to expect. And this is Act 138. And in Act,
I'm sorry, can I just jump in real quick? With the school policy, just to let you know, we do take paper notes, but we also have an online form that families can fill out. So there is a Google form for that if it's easier for you to just submit that way. We do ask that you submit your notes within 3 days of the absence, and they're typically updated within 3 days of you submitting the note. If after 3 days you see that it's still unexcused, you can contact our secretaries in the main office and just make sure that they actually receive the note so that they can update the record.
Okay. So this is Act 138, and in Act 138, Pennsylvania amended the truancy law in November 2016, and changes went into effect in 17-18 school year. The purpose was to improve the attendance and, you know, the truancy throughout the comprehensive approach to consistently identify and address the attendance issues as early as possible with credible interventions techniques. So truancy is 3 or more school days of unexcused absences. You know, so truant 6 or more school days of unexcused absences. So school must hold a conference to discuss the barriers to the attendance, to put in the interventions in place to support the students, then come to school. The school shall not expel or expose out of school, you know, they basically can't suspend the student for being truant. So the plan for a student attendance improvement plan. A student attendance improvement plan conference is required by state law. The conference is a meeting where the child absence and reasons for the absence will be held and discussed. The purpose of this conference is to identify the barriers of why the child is facing and addressing by creating a plan to put interventions in place that will help the student attend school or to attend school on a regular basis. The parent or the guardian and student must be invited to the conference. The conference must still take place even if the parent does not show. So that's very important to know, because when the truancy officers send this information out, although you're not there, they still will hold this conference without your presence. At the end of this conference, the school will create a student attendance improvement plan. Goodness, what is going on with my computer? No,
I'll just jump in again and let you know that our attendance designees are our school counselors. So Mr. Morris is for kindergarten through 4th grade, and Ms. Haynes is for 5th through 8th grade. So if you have any concerns regarding attendance, you can always reach out to Mr. Morris or Ms. Haynes. They will also be the ones who schedule those conferences for any time that students are needing that early intervention for a truancy.
yes. So the SAIP process, they send out a third-party notice. The third unexcused absence also must be sent out written notification to invite the parent or guardian to the conference. So the conference should be held no later than the 6th unexcused absence. A complete SAIP consists of a contact log, the identification of the barriers, the implementation of intervention that addresses the identification barriers, and the progress monitoring. The progress monitoring is to ensure that the school is working to support the student, to attend school and overcome those barriers. It should occur 30 days after the conference. Finalizing the plan is the barriers, the attendance that have been improved, the plan closure, the truancy continues, further support needed. Refer to the Office of Attendance in a truancy. Oh, now my computer don't want to work. Here we go. So stay in touch with the school. This is important. If a situation in your family is keeping your child from attending school, work together with the school, because most of those situations can be avoided with truancy. Just stand in contact with the school, basically. That is very important. Contact the school if there's other reason your child can't attend. If they are afraid of another student, if she doesn't understand a subject, any of those reasons should be related to the school, because more than likely they can develop a plan to help families get through the situation without having your child to be truant. The most important person to influence your child attendance is you. So develop the attendance habit. Help your child develop the attitude that school is her job. Children who get in the habit of coming to school every day will be more likely to show up for work on time when they become adults. That is very true. All right. Did I miss something? It went ahead. All right. Teach your child to come to school on time every day. Otherwise, he'll miss more important learning and disrupt. I can't see my screen. Other students. Make morning easier. Get your child ready the night before. Lay out their clothes, pack their backpacks, get lunch ready. All those things help your child be mentally prepared for the next day of coming to school. Keep sick children at home. Since a sick child can affect the whole class, parents do need to know that when a child is too sick to come to school, the National Association of School and Nurse say children should not come to school if the child have a fever or have had one of the last two, or had one last two. Oh, child, I'm all over the place. If they have had a fever or had one in the last 2 days. Keep your child home if he has vomited or has diarrhea. Those are important. If you're not sure whether your child should go to school, consult your doctor or the nurse. Use health healthy habits to reduce the illness. Teach your child to wash their hands frequently. Hand washing can reduce school absence by as much as 50%. Teach your child to cover their cough, sneeze with tissue or his sleeve. Minimize the time the child spends with other children who are coughing and sneezing. Make sure your child has a routine, child medicated exam. Be sure to immunization your child up to date. Be sure that your child shot records are up to date. I cannot say that. When can a student be absent? So absence are permitted for students for the following reasons: illness, quarantine, recovery for accidents, required court appearance, death in the family, education, trip, tour, religious holiday, or authorized school activities, including athletic events. Okay. Example of an absence that are not excused: bad weather, family vacation, taking care of a family member, waking up late, transportation, days off outside of the school district calendar, reoccurring illness without documentation, absent not pertaining to the student. So all of those are not acceptable excuses for an absence. All right, so let's review and compare what is excusable and what is not excusable. So if you look at the excusable side, children can be excused, provided within 3 days for a permitted reason, absence 3 or more days in a row, medical note provided, basically a note from the doctor, is excusable. 9 or more times total, provided a doctor note for the absence, you must have a note after 9 days so they can be excused. Arrive 2 hours after the student of the day or leave 2 hours before the end of the day and provide a medical note within 24 hours. That is also important, to provide a note within 24 hours. Arrive late or leave early and provide a medical note within 24 hours. So unexcused, again, an absent, no note provided, or provide later than 3 days. It will be unexcused. Absence for reasons that's not permitted. Absence 9 or more times and do not provide a doctor's note for the absent will be unexcused. Arrive 2 hours after the start of the day or leave 2 hours before the end of the day and do not provide a note. Again, all of these go back and forth with one another. So just be sure to provide the school or the counselor or the teacher with the note so your child can be excused. Unexcused absences equal truancy. An unexcused illegal absence occurs when a student is absent without a valid excuse in writing. So basically, truant is 3 unexcused absences. Okay, 6 unexcused absences and 10 unexcused absences. So when you look at these tables, you want to be mindful that after your 3rd absence, this is where the school will start to report why your child is not attending school. You understand? They will start to pass this information along and your children will become truant because parents are not following the rules of providing an excuse or a written note to the school.
Ms. McFadden, can we pause there because we do have a question? Christina?
Hi, good morning. I'm sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to ask a quick question about because you had mentioned if they arrive 2 hours after the start of the day or if they are picked up early and they don't have a note that's like an unexcused half-day absence. Does that have to be a doctor's note? Like say they're being picked up early or they arrive late for another reason other than a doctor's appointment, would a note just from me being their parent, would that suffice? Or does it have to be a doctor's note?
So again, it has to be a legal, let's go back to the reasons why it will be excused, because not everything's excusable. So when your child leaves school, it does need to be a legit reason why they're going, like a medical appointment. Hold on, I'm trying to find the slide for you where we went over this. What is excusable and what is it? Did I pass it?
I think you pulled it back up. I took a screenshot of what was excusable and what wasn't. But that's why I was asking, because
okay, here we go right here. These are all the reasons right here why your child can be excused from school. Basically, an illness, a quarantine, recovery from an incident, required court appearance, death, education, religious holiday, or authorized school activity.
No, I understand that. My question was more like, say there's, a family emergency, an accident in the family, and I have to grab my kids early.
Okay.
So they're not going to an appointment. There will be no doctor's note. Would it be excused with just a note from me writing why, there was a family emergency and they needed to be picked up early? And so would that suffice? Would that be enough? Or would
I believe that was on there, correct? Yes. If it's a family emergency and it was an incident, it will be excused, but you will have to bring that note within 3 days, before 3 days is up.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
No
Sorry
problem.
for interrupting.
That's all right. Where was I? All right, so what happened if your child is truant? When a child has 3 illegal absences, the family will be notified by a 3rd day illegal absence letter. So you're going to receive a letter in the mail explaining that your child is truant. If absences continue, the family will be invited to attend a student attendance improvement conference. Did we go over this part already? Yes, I think so. Okay. Avoid preventable absences. Schedules routine doctors and dental visits outside of school hours if you can. Don't take your child out of school to go shopping, get their hair cut, or similar activity. So those activities, as you was asking, those sort of things will not be excused. But if you was going to the doctors, the dentist, or again, a family emergency, something occurred, those things can be excused. Don't plan vacation and family trips during school sessions. Don't take your child to stay home to care for the family members, because those things will not be excused. Oh, and we at the end, look at that, questions. I'm escaped. But do anybody have any other questions?
I do also want to let you guys know, because of COVID, there is quarantine code excuses now. So if your child was sent into quarantine, that would be something that they would get a special coding for the excused absences. I will also add that in addition to keeping any absences to excused or unexcused, we also try to encourage all of our students to attend school 95% or more of the time. Obviously, if they are sick, we want them to stay home. But, as Mrs. McFadden said at the beginning, regular attendance, which is considered by the school district 95% or more of the time, really sets kids up for success. Students who are not coming to school regularly, starting as early as, K through 2nd, really have difficulties in middle school. And then in high school, they're much more likely to drop out, not do their credit completions and things like that. So it's really important to start off really early, setting up those habits. So here at Disston, we're actually going to start, celebrating students who are coming regularly to school on, a monthly basis. We'll also have weekly raffles and things like that. We do want to applaud parents who really put the effort to bring their kids to school. So we'll also have incentives for parents. But we really want to start that, we want to emphasize, sorry, that 95% attendance is the goal, which means not missing more than 9 days in a total school year. Again, we do know this year is a little bit different because that scratchy throat, those sniffles might be more than just a cold. It could be something more serious. So we are trying to, if your kid has a fever or anything like that, definitely keep them home. But as often as possible, send your child to school to establish those healthy habits.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for that. I dropped the link in the chat. If you guys can just sign a sign-in sheet before we get started to the next one. I'll give you guys a minute for that one, and then we can move on to ParentPortal. If you don't see the link, let me know. I'll put it back in the chat again.
How do you get to the chat?
Yeah, I was checking.
If you're on a phone, along the bottom, you should be able to click the screen and it should show up like chat on the bottom of it. Yeah.
What is the workshop name? Please.
Attendance matter for the first one, and you guys might have to do it twice. So attendance for the first one and ParentPortal for the second.
Okay. Oh, whatever it is.
Just let me know when you guys are ready and we could go ahead and get started.
I signed in. I believe
Okay.
I'm done. I only had to do it once, so.
Okay.
Oh, whatever. Mm. Okay. Work on his house.
Okay, guys, I'm sorry. We just gonna go ahead and get started. You guys can just listen if you're still filling it out. So today we're gonna go over Infinite Campus, which is ParentPortal. And for y'all that came a little late, again, my name is Tamika McFadden, and I am the Family Engagement Liaison here at Hamilton. And hopefully I'll get to see a lot of you guys this year. But we just gonna go ahead and get started. So the overview is parents and guardians, you will get to use the campus. You get to see how it is vital for you guys, how you will get to see information, and you, most of the time, you won't even have to ask for the information. You could just log on and see the information for yourself. So here's a small little video that we can watch. I hope it's only a minute long. My earphones are so loud. Okay, so I hope that gave y'all a small view of why Infinite Campus is so important for parents to have and utilize. So this is a overview of the campus parent portal, the parent portal. This is what you will see when you log into your dashboard. So you'll see these little icons here, and you'll see a menu on the side as well. But this is the view you should obtain when you first log on to Parent Portal. And here's the message center. Oops, excuse me, it's going too fast. The message center. So when you click on the message center, it'll bring up today, the calendar, the assignments, grades, all of these things will be listed under there. It's just will tell you exactly what are you looking for that day. Notifications. This is the notification setting. You can actually go into the notification settings and set it to your preference. Like when the teacher, posts an assignment or a message or those things of that nation. What is your preference? Basically, what do you want to be notified of? Oh, and your contact preference. How would you prefer to be contacted? This is real important. So once you set up your portal, when you go into here, you should actually click on what you do, how you want the school to contact you, the teacher. So you could go in there and just personalize it to your needs. Most parents are busy, so some of them likes to have a text or an email. It's up to the parent's discretion, basically. And it's also a language setting when you go on to Parent Portal as well. So if you're not comfortable with English, you could change it to whatever language that you're comfortable with. How many languages do the school district offer? Was it 200 or something like that? But there are multiple languages that if you're comfortable with English, Spanish, Mandarin, whatever your choice is, you could go under language and change it to that, and it'll be easier to navigate for you. Okay, the tools. On this section, you will always see when you click on today, you should also see a picture of your child in the right-hand side and a large picture of your child with their student ID, what grade they're in. And as you go down on the campus, it will show you their assignments and so forth for under today. This is just the basic tools, and this is what you should see when you click on there. The calendar. Now, under the calendar is like one of my favorite features. So in a calendar, most assignments, when the teachers log their assignments in, you can actually go in there and see what's due, what's coming up, what's why does it keep moving? That you actually could go and see their attendance, just in case if you need, again, to provide a note. All of these things will be under the calendar. All you have to do is just click on the day, and all of that will come up listed under the calendar. What do you need to see as far as their assignment, their schedule, and their attendance? It's one of my favorite features. So the assignment tool, this is a good tool too for parents. You get to go under your child's assignment tool to see all of their assignment. Has it been completed? When is it due? When did the teacher post it? All of those things are very useful for parents when they're using this tool, because that way your child won't fall behind. If an assignment is due or coming up, you'll know in advance. The grade tool, another great feature. So this is the feature that I like too, because teachers, when they enter their grade, you can actually log in after the teacher, enter their grades and see where your child is standing. So like math and reading and science, wherever your child is taking for that particular, what do y'all call it? Do y'all call it quarters? Because each school calls it something different. Quarters.
Yeah.
So for each quarter, as the teacher enter in their grades, you would be able to log in and see where your child is standing. Do they need extra help? This could be a conversation between you and the teacher. What can you do to improve that grade? So when you click on grades, this is what you should see. Again, the Gradebook update. This is another great feature that you will see that teachers use. They have to enter their grades, and you can see, like under writing 1, if the assignment was turned in or is it late. You can see, how the teacher graded. This is a great feature as well. Attendance. Now here, another one. This will tell you right here, when you click on attendance, this is the view you will get. You will see the absence, the early releases. You will see all of these things under attendance, but it's very important that your child come to school every day and that you provide an excuse. No matter what, always provide the school with an excuse if you can before 3 days. The schedule. Under schedule, this is where you will see your child's daily schedule, from the AM to PM, what classes they are taking, the time period, what teacher is teaching it, and how long the class goes on. From month to month, I'm from quarter to quarter, correct? It changes from quarter to quarter. So as your child progresses through the year, you will be able to see what they are taking every day and from what time to what time. So that's a good feature if you're one of those parents that want to see who is teaching my child reading or math and why they're struggling, or do you feel as though they're so excellent that they should be pushed up? And that could be a conversation between you and the teacher. And here is the academic plan. This is the academic plan progress report. This is something, let me see, that it can be useful. This is actually something that this one is more geared towards like high school students, if I'm not mistaken, because it shows you where your child is and what they need to move on to the next grade. So like, say if my child needs an English credit, they need 1 English credit out of 4. So you see how I say 1.0 out of 4.0, and he only got 1. That would mean he would need 3 more English credits. So meaning he need 3 more classes of English. So this is something you can also monitor as well to assure that your child is on level and moving forward to go to the next grade. Also on here, one of the great features that I do like on here is that you can access your child report card. So when you click on report card, this is what you'll see. And hopefully there should be something more under here, but this is just the base they gave me. So when you click on here, your child report card should pop up and you get to access that. So say if you can't make the report card conference, but you want to see your child where grades from each teacher, under here in ParentPortal, you will be able to see that. And under more, you'll see this screen here. And once you get here, you'll see the address information, the demographics, the family information, health, and so on. So again, all of these things you will see under more. And when I ask you, when you sign up for ParentPortal, I'm going to say it is very important that when you enter your information in there, that whatever is on your ID should be in ParentPortal. Because when you come to me or anybody in for help and it doesn't match what's in the system, how can we help you? Because we're not sure if you're the parent or not. So, and ParentPortal is very sensitive. It could, if you mistype anything, it would throw your entire system off for it. Like say if you have multiple children in the system and you want them all on one page, but if you misspell anything for any child, it would not link all your children together. So that's very important when you're using ParentPortal as well. So again, this is what I just was explaining, your family information. So you see how when you on here, everything you enter into this system will pop up right away. So you will see the phone number, the email, if you provided one, the relationships that all the people that you provided on here. Again, but all of this information needs to be exact. It needs to match your ID. It needs to line up with everything that you're inputting into the system, because this system is very sensitive. Your health, like, okay, like say if a child have something or the immunization records, all of these things will be up on here. As you can see, when you click on health, you'll see the records. If you're compliant, it'll tell you. If it's not up to date, it should come up red, if I'm not mistaken, that, you know, you need to become compliant, you need to fix it. All of these things will show up under health. And transportation, here we go. This is what transportation looks like. It would let you know the type of transportation your child used to get to and from school, you know, the bus stop location, the route number, all of these things will be listed under transportation. If your child takes the school bus to school, or if they're, you know, if they don't use the school bus, it won't show this. It'll just say something totally different. But if your child uses the district buses to get to and from school, under here, you will find the information, the time, the pickup location, the route number, and all of these things under transportation. Okay. Do anybody have any questions about ParentPortal? No? They're very quiet. Also, if you go onto the district website and you need and you want to sign up for ParentPortal, you will need a code to sign up for ParentPortal, but there is a way that you could get the code off the district website. So all you have to do is go to www.philasd.org and type in ParentPortal, and it should pop up for you. Otherwise, if you feel as though you're not tech savvy and you can't do it on your own, I am here to assist if you need help. Okay, thank you. But nobody have no questions?
So just to make sure, so if a parent, how about if they can't look up their code, like it's not showing up or something like that, would you be the best person for them to contact?
I am your best source to contact if they cannot locate their code. Again, let me put my phone number in the chat for you guys, because I will be your next person to talk to get your code. I can actually do that for you guys. So here's my contact information. Matter of fact, let me give you my email just in case if some of you guys prefer email too. So there's my number and my email. If you guys cannot obtain your code, I can help you obtain your code. All you have to do is just call me. But again, I will have to check on SIS to be sure that you are the legal guardian. So when you are calling me, just be mindful that I will be asking you questions. You will need your ID as well, okay? That's only if you need my assistance. Outside of that, if you're doing it on your own, you won't need that information. Any other questions?
Can you post your number, please?
So real quick, I did want to, I'm going to share this all with you guys. So, and I'll put it on Class Dojo, but I put together this
Thank you.
Disston Contact List. So basically, whenever you have any issues regarding the school or any concerns, the first person to contact is your the teacher. That's usually the best approach, just because they have the most information about what's going on in the classroom, and they are the ones who are most familiar with your child. So I always encourage first reach out to your child's teacher. If you feel like it's not being addressed, or you feel like you need a little more support and the teacher isn't able to provide that support, usually the teacher will direct you to who to contact in case if they can't handle it. But if not, here is a list of who you can reach out to. Okay, so in terms of behavior, oh, and with the teachers, their emails are actually are in ParentPortal, as Mrs. McFadden said, but you can also message them on Class Dojo. If for whatever reason you're not connected, like you don't see, like you see me, but you don't see like the actual homeroom teacher, just send me a message so that I can fix that. It sometimes is that there might be multiple profiles for students, and we just have to link all the profiles into one. Okay. So in terms of behavior, we have 2 deans of students. K to 4 is Mr. Canty, and 5th through 8th is Miss Hampton. They kind of deal with the day-to-day behavior and environment of the school. So if you are having issues regarding either your child's behavior or something else that's happening in the school, you can reach out to them. Their supervisor is our climate manager, Mrs. Elliott. So she handles all of the behavior within the school and things like that. And she can be reached at that email address right there. For academic needs beyond, the following up with your child's teacher, if you have concerns over special education, let's say you think your child needs to be evaluated, you should be reaching out to Mrs. Bluer, and her email address is right there. She is our SPECM, which is our Special Education Compliance Monitor. And she can tell you what that process looks like. Typically, you would submit a letter requesting the evaluation. For our ESOL students, we do have several ESOL teachers, but the point is Miss Hunley, so her email address is there. And then we do have 2 school-based teacher leads, Miss Comatello and Mr. Wagner. So if you want to know more about how the curriculum works and how to support your child at home, those are 2 great resources to find out. They typically work directly with the teachers, like they're kind of like teacher trainers is what I like to call them. But they do have a wealth of information that they can share with you. In terms of administrative things, so if you need to update your phone numbers, anything like that, again, you should always send that information to the teacher, but just to double check that everything is right in our student information system, you can call our secretaries. If you have questions about transferring or anything like that, our secretaries can also assist you and help you go through that process.
I guess so.
Let me just... Our 2 counselors are listed there. We have a K to 4 counselor, like I said, Mr. Morris. So they kind of cover a wide umbrella, but student health needs, social emotional concerns, attendance concerns, like I said before, they can be reached. Oh, I put Ms. Strom. I have to update that. So that should say, I'm sorry, I copied and pasted and did not fix that. So Ms. Haynes is our 5th through 8th grade counselor, and I'll fix that information before sharing this out to everyone. Our assistant principals are also there. So K to 4 is Mrs. Bargnoli, and Mr. Wagner is our 5th through 8th grade. So if you feel like you've reached out to teachers, you've reached out to all these people on this list, and still you feel like your concerns aren't being met, your last line of defense is to reach out to our assistant principals. And then finally, I do have myself right there. I am the community school coordinator. I'm actually gonna also, now that I'm gonna update this, I'm gonna throw Ms. McFadden's information on there as your FACE liaison. So if you feel like you need support in terms of social services or anything like that, please make sure to reach out to me. If you need support in just navigating the school, navigating the school districts, concerns about the school that you think aren't being addressed, you are welcome to reach out to Miss McFadden. She is going to run our parent workshops and be here. So you will get to know her very well. Does anyone have any questions about, who to turn to if you need help at the school? So I will be updating this and I will post it on Class Dojo. I'm assuming everyone who's on here is on Class Dojo because you got the link that way, so that you'll have the corrected counselors and the addition of Mrs. McFadden on this list. And let me just check the chat. All right, anything else? Just want to make sure everyone's signed in. I believe I have the form is right here. I'm copying and pasting it again. Just make sure you sign in if you haven't. I really appreciate everyone joining on. Just to let you know, our Home and School Association meeting is next Wednesday at 6 p.m. I hope you can all join. And we are also going to be hosting in October a volunteer orientation on October 21st. Anyone who wants to volunteer at the school needs to complete the orientation plus have their clearances. So this is a great way to get that all together. Right now, we're not doing trips, but we are having special events that you could help out. And then once trips are allowed by the school district, you need to have those clearances and that volunteer orientation done so that you can go on these trips. So I know that's a big one for families, making sure that you have everything that you need to either be a chaperone or volunteer at special events or in the classroom. So mark your calendars. Next Wednesday at 6 p.m. is our Home and School, and October 21st at 10 a.m. is our volunteer orientation. I am going to stop recording. I appreciate you all.